Okay, so in this video we're going to talk very much about how to stay down when hitting the driver. Now the sort of good news is staying down when hitting driver is no different than staying down when hitting iron. Unfortunately the driver is just longer, it's less lofted, and it's therefore just harder to use. Now I'm going to use a alignment stick, I'm going to feed it through my front two belt loops just to help visually portray some of the points that I want to really make across inside of this lesson. Now the most common problem that I tend to notice with golfers when it comes to driver is they do things like position the tee peg really high, emphasize a lot of tilt, end up sort of moving off towards the sort of trail side in the backswing position, and then they end up hitting the golf ball like this, which from a face-on perspective might look okay. It might go, oh look, it looks like you're going to hit up on the ball. However, the problem is from the side-on perspective is if I do the same movements, I'm going to end up standing up in the backswing position. And the reason for this is due to sequence and a lack of what would be known as left side bend. So if I place the club across my shoulders initially, what we can see inside the backswing position is the correct movement is to turn the upper body in the backswing position first. And the reason for this is you can notice the way it produces a tilt. So this is what's triggering what is known as a left side bend, which essentially means my spine is now curved towards the left. As I then continue to rotate, I will maintain left side bend. Here's the key thing. As I start the downswing, even with driver, I want to get that movement of my left hip moving back first. So if I do the correct thing from the side-on perspective, see what I'm doing? I'm pulling my left hip back, and this maintains that momentarily left side bend. From here, as I continue to rotate my lower body, then my spine will start to move slightly differently, but this is how you end up staying down when hitting driver. So like I say, the reason why you might notice that you stand up with this is because you're treating it different, right? You're, like I said earlier, you're creating too much tilt. Your upper body moves off the ball. This is triggering what's known as a right side bend. This is also why you'll lose things like hip depth and massively get stuck on the back of the ball. The way that I would try and treat it is understand it's not necessarily a driver issue, it's a swing issue. So bringing it back to irons and stuff would make a lot of sense. The other thing that I would advise is teeing the golf ball lower. You see, when a professional golfer hits the ball, they do position the ball further forward, but what they also do is they have a large amount of separation, basically meaning at the point of impact, the hips are 45 degrees open and the head stays focused on the back of the ball, which produces a large amount of right side bend. This is what basically lifts everything up. So the reason why a pro is going to be able to hit the ball off a higher tee is a lot to do with this type of action. And that's not something that is easily possessed with inside most amateurs. So therefore having a really high tee generally encourages a lot of this sort of movement. And that's why I would advise start teeing the driver down. Don't massively treat it any different than anything else. Even if you feel like you're striking more down on driver, that's the right thing to be doing. See you soon.